My name is Chris Davis. I'm a trial attorney in Seattle, Washington. So we were contacted by the client a couple of years ago. Our client, who was in his late 50s, was stopped at a traffic light and he was hit in the rear. We were able to determine that the speed of the impacting vehicle was about 9-10 miles an hour. There wasn't a lot of damage to our client's car. However, he went to the hospital, the emergency room, on the same day, a few hours after the collision. And it was determined that he had a pseudoaneurysm in his left carotid artery. About 14 months after the accident, he was diagnosed with another pseudoaneurysm on the opposite side of his neck in the right vertebral artery. He has to be regularly monitored for both conditions, both pseudoaneurysms in his neck, for the remainder of his life. So the first major obstacle was that this was a low-speed collision. And I've been, handling personal injury cases for more than 30 years. And the low-speed collision, when you're trying to claim a serious injury, those are the toughest cases to bring before a jury. Jurors don't believe when there's minor damage that there can be a serious injury involved. So that was the first challenge. The second challenge was proving that the collision actually caused the first pseudoaneurysm. The last offer we received before we filed the lawsuit was $75,000. I felt that we needed some animation, some good trial exhibits to show how easily this condition could have been caused by even a minor rear-end accident. So the visuals really focused on the medical piece of the case as opposed to the crash itself. And I felt that was extremely important in communicating to the jury just how easily this sort of injury could have occurred and how serious this injury was. DK Global did an outstanding job in putting together the visuals and the animations. So I was present when the defense attorneys watched the animations, and I could tell that they were impressed. I could tell that they were concerned about a jury seeing those exhibits at trial, and I felt it was a very strong reason why the mediation went so well a few days later. The case ultimately settled at mediation about 11 months later in litigation for $2 million. You want a company that has experience, that's done it many times before, and that creates outstanding product. We found that in DK Global.